were talking about takeaways and trying to find ways to increase more. We've been charting it all spring. We're charting it all fall camp. We had Snickers bars for takeaways in practice and everything like that, and kind of talking about what Miami did with the turnover chain. And then when it was actually, I think when I found out that they play the chainsaw noise on third down is when the idea first came. And so we said, well, what if we had a turnover chain saw? And so that was kind of how it all started when I had heard that they had used the chainsaw noise on third down to get something like that. And so we had sent out to get one made for us and get it designed up and kind of beavered up and ready to go, and had it ready to go. And fortunately we were finally able to break it out this week and show it out to the guys.
So when was the first time you realized this was this?
No, well, we had it. The idea was before the Ohio State game. It wasn't quite ready yet to be out on display the way we wanted it to look and everything like that. And so we had the idea before then and everything like that, and it just wasn't quite ready for public display. And so we had it all set up then for the Southern Utah. We just didn't get enough takeaways. And so hopefully we see it a lot. That's made me more excited to seeing it on the sideline a lot.
And you can actually rev it up.
Yeah, it works. The motor runs, but it has been made child-proof safe.
Is part of that whole thing, those types of things, to make it fun for the guys during game day? Yeah.
Absolutely. When we unveiled it in the defensive meeting room, the guys went nuts. They were fired up about it, and that's ultimately what it's about. We want the guys to have fun when they're playing out there, and have them get excited, and if something like that helps them get excited and enjoy the game, I'm all for it.
Switching gears now to Arizona, can you just talk about the challenges their offense presents, and particularly J.J. Taylor and Khalil Tate?
Yeah, obviously they've got some extremely explosive players. I mean, with what Khalil did last year, running the football as a quarterback has never been done before in the Pac-12, and so he's extremely explosive, and he's a guy that you got to account for every single snap. You can't play 11 versus 10. You got to count for him all the time, and so that presents some unique challenges in how you handle the run and how you handle the pass and how aggressive you can get going after the quarterback, when it is a passing situation. And so they definitely have some very good players that we got to be ready for.
So it's 30-7. What are you saying to your players at that point?
Well, we got to compete. We got to come out with some pride and compete. It was unfortunate. Everybody was disappointed with the way we started, and we weren't ready to go. And that's on us as coaches. We got to find a way to get them ready to go right out of the locker room. It was kind of the exact opposite story of the week before, where we came out like gangbusters and we were ready to go. And you do the same warm-up routine and everything like that, and you think you're going to be ready to go, and we weren't. And so, there wasn't any dramatic game plan adjustments. There were, just some frank talk to the guys on the sideline and trying to get them to go out and compete. And then we started making some plays finally, and then it kind of snowballed and went our way. And, hopefully we can build off of that and know that we can play 4 quarters that level of football.
Have you noticed that, given the confidence they were able to build in the second half, have you noticed it in practice the last couple of days, just how it...
I haven't noticed that there's been a big change in practice. I think we had some confidence going into that game, and we've been practicing pretty well. I've been pleased with our preparation, and it's never perfect, and that's what you're looking for as a coach. But the work has been there, and the guys are trying to do what we're asking them to do, and so I haven't noticed a change in the practice the last couple of weeks or anything like that. But hopefully it'll show up at least on game day.
You've had some young players like Isaiah Tufaga and John McCartan have a really big start to the season. What have you seen from them?
Well, yeah, both of those guys are true freshmen that are playing for us and playing snaps on defense and special teams, and it's great when young guys can do that. I think it energizes the whole football team when they see a young player go out there and make plays for you. And so, that's been a big help for us to have those guys ready to step in and go.
Coach, can you just talk about the challenge that your linebackers will have to having to, potentially stay disciplined, stay one-on-one, and make the tackle against, a guy like Tate in space or setting the edges or what have you?
I think you just said it. Yeah, that's exactly what we have to do. All of those things. It's like I said, we have to account for him on every single snap. So in the run game, he's got the option to pull it out any single time and then either run it or get on the perimeter and then try to throw it. And so, it truly is the old school 11-on-11 football, and we have to have a defensive guy accounting for him, which makes it tougher to play coverage because you don't have that extra guy to be in coverage then.
What did you see from Isaiah Dunn on Saturday, and what does he add anything that maybe some you don't have out there at the moment? Or?
Well, yeah, we're still banged up in the secondary, and you know we've got some guys that are still out, and so it certainly helped with our depth. And he's been a guy who's started before and played before, and so that gave us some experience out there. And we're going to need him this Saturday. And so you know, I mean, I think he's one of our, when he's healthy, he's one of our better corners.